tool do the professional trader use? Okay, now, what tool that a professional trader use, right, when they are generating trade ideas, right, or when they are putting on trades, right? Now, it's gonna surprise you, okay? It's gonna surprise you, right? So, welcome to a brand new episode, right, for the video series answering your questions, right? Where in this series, I'm literally answer your questions, right? So, I've gone through, right, all of your comments, right? I've gone through all of your feedbacks, right? And I have basically filtered out, right, some of the high quality, right, or high valuable questions, right, that I think is going to help a lot of people, right? So that's why I have this series, right? So make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, right, so that you will never miss a video from this series again, right? And also, right, leave your feedback in the comment sections, right? Because my channel, as I said a lot of time, right, my channel is really depends on your feedback, right? My channel is really developed based on your feedback, right? So just share your thoughts with me, right? Just tell me that, okay, what you like, what you love, what you hate, what you don't like, right, about this series, about the video, about me, right? So yeah, like, what is the struggles, right, that you want, what is the struggles, right, that you're having right now, right, in the trading spectrum, right? Or what is the goal, right? What is the goal, what is the targets, right, that you wish to achieve, right, in your trading career, right? Just share with me, right? And I will see how can I help you, or how can I put up a content, right, that is going to help you in solving that problems. Okay, now, so what tool, right, do professional trader use, right? Now, when I say this, right, most people, the first thing that they come into mind, right, is that professional traders will always have their Bloomberg terminal, right? Or professional traders will always get their informations, right, from some insiders, right, that or some special service provider, right? Professional traders will always get those informations, right, from a secret service, a secret information service provider, right? Or they will always have a Bloomberg terminal. Well, it's not true that we need all of these provider, right? But yes, any decent investment fund, or any decent hedge funds, right, or any decent professional trading and investment firm, right, will have a Bloomberg terminal, right? But it is not necessary for professional traders to make money, right? So I mean that it is not necessary for a professional trader, right, to use Bloomberg terminal so that he can make money, right? So I'm not saying that, okay, once, you know, like I'm not saying that professional traders cannot make money, right, if we don't subscribe to Bloomberg terminal, right? Because when we are analyzing the data, right, when we are generating our trade ideas, when we are having our view on the economy, right, what are we doing is that we are really just going out and taking publicly available informations, right? So I've thought about this, right? Some of the data, like, will be ISM, right, will be the consumer confidence, right, will be housing permits, right, will be the inflations, all kinds of that, right? And these informations are always publicly available, right? The reason why we use Bloomberg terminal, right, is because that it saves us time, right? Because as a professional traders, right, you actually need to analyze a lot of country, right, a lot of economy, right, around the globes, right, where for a retail guy you probably only need to analyze and have a view on the Chinese economy, the US economy, and also the Eurozone economy, right? So for a retail guy, you basically only need to focus on these three economy, right? Because the Eurozone, US and Chinese economy, right, they are basically accounting for 50 to 65% of global GDP, right? So they are really the big player, right? They are really the big brother, right? So the whole world is really depending on these three countries, right? So if some of them, right, screw themselves up, right, the rest of the world will catch a cold and we will also screw ourselves up. Okay, so for a retail guy, all you need to do is that you just focus on the US, the Chinese, and the Eurozone economy, right? But for a professional traders, right, we will also need to look at like Southeast Asia, right, like Malaysia, Singapore, right, Indonesia, right, Thailand, Taiwan, right, somewhere in the Middle East, like Turkey, Israel, right. We need to look at a country like this, right, so that we can identify more opportunity, right? Because this is what we do, right? So if we have a Bloomberg terminal, right, it's easy for us to basically just obtain the data, right? If not, we are actually need to spend a lot of time and efforts just to find the data, right? So it's not necessary, right? And the only necessary tool, right, that a professional trader needs is really just first a computer, second a browser, third internet connections, and fourth a Excel, right, or a spreadsheet, right? Because what we are doing is that we use the browser, right, to go to the official websites of the data, right? For example, if you want to get the data for the M2 supply, right, for the United States, for example, right, all we need to do is that we just go to Federal Reserve of St. Louis, right, which I have talked about in the video, right, called how to download economic data, right, which is in the answering your question series, right. You can just go and watch, right? I have shown you a few websites that is free to use, right? And you can basically get the data, right, from these three websites for free. Okay, so you can just go there and take a look, right? So what we actually do is that, okay, we just go to the Fred St. Louis website and we download the data, right? And we put the data into the spreadsheet and we do all kind of analysis based on the data. Like, that's it, right? This is the necessary tool, right? Right? So Excel, right? A computer, of course, and then the second one will be Excel, right? Followed by a internet connections, right? Or internet access. Okay, and these are three main things that is necessary for professional trader to generate idea, right? And you do need to subscribe to those websites, right, that are providing you that provides you with economic data, right? You do need to, but if you want to save your time, right, if let's say you are very interested in the economy in, I don't know, Israel, for example, right, if you are very interested in the economy of Israel, right, then it's quite hard for you to get all of the required data, all of the necessary data for Israel, right? So maybe you need to subscribe to those service provider. But as a retail guy, all you need is just focus on US, Chinese, and Eurozone data, right, which is all available, right, on the websites that I have talked in the video, right, in the previous video. I believe is the how to download economic data, right? So you can just go there and you can just download it, right? So this is really the tools, the three main tools that a professional trader will use, right? And the major difference is that professional traders, we analyze and we interpret the data in a very different way, right? So I will talk about it in the future videos, right? But yeah, here is it, right? Professional traders, we do need fancy thing, right? Like seriously, we do need it, right? And as a retail guy, you also do need to subscribe to all kind of service provider, right? You do not need to you do not need to pay Bloomberg, right? 20,000 a month, right? Just to gain access to Bloomberg terminal, right? You don't have to, right? If you want to, yes, then go ahead, but it's not necessary for you, right? Just by having a Bloomberg terminal doesn't mean that you are going to be profitable, right? So yeah, right? So it's not the main focus here, right? It's really just how you actually analyze it, and are you analyzing it in a right way, right? And once you have the idea, right, do you time it right in a right time, right? Do you open the position in the right time, and how you manage the risk, right? So yeah, this is my answer to your questions, right? So make sure to leave the feedback in the comment sections, right? I'm going to see you on the next video.